Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Letson, and this is the greatest story never told, or hardly ever told. It's the story of who we are, why we're here, and the importance of our thoughts, our words, our emotions, our intentions. We want to keep them at the upper end of this cone to be successful in this world. I started telling this story, a version of it, 10 years ago or so, and the NDE was the only thing people wanted to really hear. But it was a bigger story, and that story was that there are three groups, all in their own way, who can tell you about the universe, can give you good information about the universe. And they are the near-death experiencer, experience themselves away from their body, the shamanic healing crowd, the breathwork crowd, and the deep meditation masters. All of them, in their own way, activate the pineal gland. And that is a portal, a doorway back to where we come from. Um, and this is very important because the goal in this life is to know thyself, to absolutely know thy eternal, infinite, energetic self, to know that this is an illusion, this life is. And when you leave your body, in this life, when you die in this life, um, you can truly live again because you know there is no death. There's never anything to fear. And it's nothing but good news. It's all good news. You're an eternal, energetic, infinite being. Everything that seems to be a mystery in these times, and I think these mysteries are going to get really loud soon. Um, they're all pointing to us, to our journey here. It's all part of how this place works. We are these joyful, wonderful, energetic beings that are pretending to be this person for a while and learning great things. We come into a, a world of nature where a spark of the divine, we're mostly water, breath, uh, pranic energy, breath keeps us going, and we're made of a few pounds of minerals, a few pounds of earth. The most important mineral is our DNA, and there is a light emitting phosphorus legs that make up our DNA, which is our DNA is a connection back to the light realm that we come from. This is sort of a shadow world, and we project our awareness into this world, and the DNA is the way back home. And when we wake up to that, when we come to this realization and we live with the higher intentions, um, an element in us, the fifth element, wakes up. The God particle in us wakes up. And that's what these two movies are telling us, that in these times, we're made of nature and our bodies are natural parts of this place, but there is an element of us that lives somewhere else, connected somewhere else. And when we realize that, the whole world changes. That's what these two movies are telling us. When we realize who we really are. So I'll tell this one more time in a handful of videos, short, to the point videos, and I'll tell my crazy experiences and I'll cite some fellow NDEers. We're all like pieces of the puzzle, and the wonderful teachers that are around everywhere today, and the mainstream clues that are everywhere in media, and also things that you can do, and you can start to come into a realization that it's all good news. So all this is totally unbelievable, impossible, ridiculous. I'm used to that. I think it's going to change real soon here, and we're going to need real answers. I think everything, our foundations, history and science, media, celebrity opinions, religion. I think all these things are going to come into question, and it's going to get interesting. But it's all good news. Once again, we are part of collective consciousness. We're expanding, infinitely striving, sensual, even sexual, creative life force energy. That is what we are. We're here having fun. We are a slice of creation, a spark of the creator. His creativity, his imagination, intuition flows through us into the temporary creature that we're um, pretending to be. And we bring that creative force through our free will choices. In every moment, we can choose to be at the top of the scale there. Um, Peace and joy and sweetness and kindness and helpfulness. That is what our right brain is connected to. Literally, there we have two minds within us. That's home, and we're temporarily here in the beast, um, the human form, and that's the bottom part of that cone, which is driven by, um, fear and um, competition, aggression, selfishness. And that's, we've seen these cartoons our whole life that we've got two choices in every moment. And that's absolutely what it's referring to is we have two minds. And when we get our head around that and go with that right brain, that right mind, connected to home, physically connected to home, that's when we start raising our vibration and we start working our way out of here. Um, and you can see there, Satan there is at the bottom. The word Satan in ancient times, that meant um, the act of selfishness. Satan meant selfish. And there's a great group of people out there. They will send you this big, thick book for free in any format. It's thehumancondition.com, and it tells you that we have the mind of a cooperative, loving, and selfless being. That's who we are. And we're here temporarily in this competitive, aggressive, selfish being to we are temporarily. And as much of that divine being that can work its way into this world, that's when we raise our vibration, we earn our wings, and we vibrate out of this place by our own vibration, by our own frequency. And we go home. We are luminous particles of joy navigating through a dimension filled with the purest essence of love. That is what we are. That is what is beyond this place. This is just a temporary challenge. And it's a doozy. It's a hard one. So we hear this thing about orbs, atoms. We believe atoms are the smallest form of form, but underneath all of that is consciousness, intelligent, conscious, living universe. Um, and it's moving from atoms to cosmos. We're all on this amazing journey. And again, it's all good news. You can prove it to yourself. You can go out into nature in the dark, go into a natural place, water and trees, and take a few pictures, and then um, start thinking about something you love, something you're grateful for. Fill your heart with appreciation, with love. Um, Take some more pictures and compare them, and you can actually see with your own thoughts, you can call home back to you. You can rise to that vibration of home. And these monks here, they have a trick where they can flood the whole area with this love. And we'll talk about that near the end, that you can do the same thing. And it's pretty surprising, the connection. So this is you, this joyful being that is having a temporary ride here in this world. And the energy of your presence here is seated in the root chakra. That's where it sits at the base of the spine, and you can see as your vibration, your choices, and your emotions. This is what it's all about, your choices and your emotions. It's what the universe is about. Um, you climb the scale, becomes more and more expanded. You expand back into home, and eventually that Kundalini energy wakes up, moves up through the spine, clears out all the chakras, blows out through the crown chakra, and reunites with home. It's a real thing. It's a physical thing that happens to everybody. It happens to humans. It's not believable, but it's absolutely true. So everything is energy. We had Einstein gave us relativity, mass and acceleration and all that, and that's what we all learned. But a few years after relativity came out in the 1920s, 100 years ago, he published the theory of the unified field, and that basically said everything is energy, magnetism, electricity, radio waves, sound waves. And here on Earth, we have divine electricity pounds the Earth, creates a magnetic field in the iron ore. That's when you create divine with electricity and magnetism, that creates spin, um, and that builds our world of forms. Atoms, molecules, everything we know as solid. But if you open up an atom, it's just spinning energy. It's just light. Electrons are light energy. And, everyone's heard this. We're in a simulation. And if you listen to some of these really good guys like Robert Grant, um, the truth is way stranger than we could ever imagine regarding this simulation and what we're doing here. And Andy tells us in his wonderful NDE that we are actors in a play, that it is light coming in. It's a holographic scene, um, holographic universe. And if you want to see this for yourself, go up to the Arctic Circle, get on a dog sled with a guide, and get underneath the Aurora Borealis. Um, the world is changing, and the Aurora Borealis is moving south, so it'll come to you in a few years. If you get underneath the Aurora Borealis as it streams down, you'll see this. This is what my wife and I experienced, and those are the colors of divine love. Divine love streaming into the earth plane stage and creating a stage, a movie for us to play in. That light energy holds codes, numbers. Numbers drive everything. On Bill Tortorella's NDE, he was with three spirits who took him around to the past and the present and the future, and he asked them, "What's with the numbers?" He saw numbers streaming down to Earth, and the spirits told him that numbers make your world work. Everything is numbers. And I can attest to that also in my NDE. I was flying through these orbs, these stars, and I was seeing formulas. I was seeing geometry, um, just flying by, just information. And math is running the simulation. It's at the basis of everything. Chemistry builds biology. Biology plays in the physical world of physics. And in the old days, a polymath was somebody who understood all of these maths. And most importantly, they understood sacred geometry and numerology. Um, we've got in numerology, we've got the Pythagorean. He was the sacred geometry and numerology king. We have Pythagorean's theorem. And for all of us that I don't know why these clues. I saw this in high school and I said that, the scarecrow said isosceles triangle when he was talking Pythagorean theorem, but that's not right. It was a right triangle is the critical component of that whole theorem. And the only thing, and I have asked film critics and math professors my whole life, nobody has a very good answer. But I think it was in The Wizard of Oz, I think that was a clue that we are not as smart as we think we are. And um, I think everything's going to be reset and we're going to get smart again. This movie, Knowing, it's a really good movie. It's the same thing that this professor finds all these numbers and they lead to these events that are coming, and it shows that there is an order to what seems to be natural chaos, but there really is an order, and this is this knowing thing. When you look at the yugas, this precession of the equinox, this 24,000 year cycle, we have this huge time where there's a golden age where it's heaven on earth, and silver age is a little smaller, and bronze age. And down at the bottom, the Kali Yuga, which is iron age, dark age, um, that just ended. This is a giant wheel. It's turning clockwise, and that just ended like last year. I mean, that officially people started talking about it openly, that it had ended, and everything's changing. This last year, with all the things that are going on, people feel it everywhere. And this is a natural, this is a grand stage. This is a natural thing where things go round and round in cycles forever. This is a school, and this is where we learn really hard lessons. And the Chinese have the I Ching, which is the book of change. It actually means the change script. And Terence McKenna went back in history and he matched up world events to when the I Ching said the energy would be uh, large for big changes. And he matched it up um, stroke for stroke as a match. So it is a script. We're in a movie. It's a play. Uh, have fun with it. That's what I think. And take care of everybody. This is one of my favorite movies. It's called The Adjustment Bureau. And, we're here in this amusement park, and there are caretakers of this place, stage managers. They make sure things go the way they go. They make sure, we have guides and helpers, and our own personal scripts are followed. And if we miss our cue, circles around and we hit the cue again somewhere down the road. So here we are on the stage. This wonderful energy is pouring in. The movie is playing. We're in it. We have character, our character description, our birth chart, uh, where we were born, what time we were born, what date we were born. These are all numbers, and it all scripts onto us these qualities. Everything is very predictable, pretty cool. And again, with this waking up thing, this right brain is connected to home and the left brain is connected to here as a physical thing. When the NDE is here at the bottom, David, when he came out of his body, he could look to his right and he could see heaven. He wanted to go there. And to his left, he looked down back to the swirling energy of Earth. And so did partner there was a silver stairway that went to her right, going up. And when Tony came out of his body, his NDE, one of the coolest things he said was off to the right. Once he lifted up through the ceiling and he was out into space. He said to his right, there was this blue energy of pure positive love and absolute peace. And it was moving off up to the right. And all he wanted to do was go home. Um, and MK McDaniel, when she was in her NDE, she said she found herself in hell and she turned left and took off running. Um, Again, it's right brain, left brain stuff. There's a physical connection. And this is the path of the Kundalini energy. When this energy rises up, when we're here long enough, start behaving um, to some standard that we're striving for, unknowing, then the Kundalini energy rises. And when it reunites with home, it's coming in the right side. You can feel this numbing waves of energy coming in on the right side of your head, and it goes down the left side that follows the nerves, and it comes down the left side and the neck and the shoulder and the hip, all the way down to your to the ground is affected by this. It's a physical thing. It's like being disabled. It's very powerful. A lot of people are experiencing this left side of their body, all these problems with the joints. And there's going to be more because I believe that the entire world is waking up. Everyone is being shown um, the Kundalini path. The whole planet is waking up energetically. And if we go with the flow, we can support it and good things can happen. So, interesting thing is 20% of people who temporarily die have a near-death experience. That's 1 in 5 of people who die temporarily. And if you do a shamanic medicine ceremony, about 20%, 25% of the room will go into the pit. This is the sign that you're ready. You've um, progressed, I guess, with the quality of your thoughts, the quality of your soul, the age of your soul. We're all on the same path, so it's not a competition. It's just a processing, and so that's an interesting thing that the NDE crowd, um, they're being given an invitation. It's an invitation. It's free will. You can choose. This is the chosen. You can choose to initiate going home. We hear these terms, the initiates. You're initiating um, completion of the process. You have to take it on yourself. You have to knock, and the door will be opened. Seek, and you will find. You got to go inward on your own and do these things. And then it completes. And everyone's getting the opportunity right now. So these guys, these are my favorites because they're telling us things that they all realize that we are creators and we are creating at the speed of thought. And if you have the wrong thoughts, it creates turmoil after this place in the afterlife. Everybody seems to get control of their thoughts and come out of it. But these guys, Howard Storm and MK McDaniel, to me, these guys are the superstars of our times because they step forward and, take the ridicule of that handle being said, you're going to hell. What could be worse? Um, but these are superstars. They step forward and say, "Hey, I figured this out while I was there. And maybe I didn't, maybe I wasn't making the best choices in life, but I am now." And anyway, their stories are awesome, all of them. And Barbara tells us that we are being processed. Like fruit ripening on a tree, the processing is soul growth. We're growing in our capacity to love. This is what it's about. It's about to get interesting here on planet Earth. And if we choose kindness and helpfulness and sweetness and wisdom and understanding, well, we're going to grow, we're going to really grow immensely in these times. So we're here to be processed. This is the Super Bowl is coming up, and we're growing in our capacity to love. We didn't come here to save this place. We're not here to save the world or fix it or change it. We're here to fix ourselves. We're here to stop reacting to it, to hold those higher vibrations, no matter what happens. Peace and joy and acceptance and unity and kindness. That's what we're here to do. We're here to remember. We're here to know thyself. This is why we keep hearing this. Know thy eternal energetic self. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up right here and start another video in a few seconds, in a few minutes, and I'll see you on part 2.